Hi, my name is Monty.
And I'm Bonnie.
We've been attending Locust Valley Chapel for a little over 40 years.
And we also remember the church as it was with old pews upstairs with they were all taped up, and so it was just one little chapel upstairs. And then we've experienced the growth not only in the people but in the building. So it's just been amazing, all that we've seen over the years.
Our D3 group is led by Caden Goering, and we meet each week at 6 p.m. and we rotate houses and host it. And we do have snacks.
Well, for us, we go and we fellowship. We might be in the kitchen, we'll be getting drinks, we'll be getting maybe snacks. We usually have our snacks out so that you can snack all the way through. We all take notes at church. Everybody takes notes. So when you come to small group, you have something to go on. So we have prayer time, and then we socialize again, and we eat some more, and we have fun. And we love our small group because we're the oldies in the small group. So it's exciting. We have two couples that are really young. So it's always exciting to hear what they have to say and to share what they have to say. And sometimes they talk in terminology that we just don't understand. So that's fun to learn from them. And they have a whole different perspective of a lot of things. So that's the neat thing about small groups, is that you get that different perspective from all the age groups.
We've been at least in 6 or 7 small groups in the 40-year period, so we're well anchored and understand the growth that takes place and the love that's shared within a small group.
So I was feeling that lack of belonging, even though the church is wonderful and the people are wonderful. But I said to Monty one day, we need to get in a small group. I said, I need that camaraderie. I need to know that there is a small portion of people that care about me a lot. And so that's what really moved us again to join this particular small group. And that's what I found. I found the love there. I found people that just accept you for who you are. It's a special learning experience that you don't experience as the whole, that you experience with the small group. And the neat thing about a small group is that we make accommodation for each other. So, if it's really cold out and we don't want to go out, everybody comes to us and we meet here. And I think a small group works all of those little things out. The things that we think are going to be stumbling blocks, they aren't at all.
Within the first year of our small group, you could definitely recognize each individual's gifts and their spiritual gifts and how they use them. So again, it doesn't happen in a week or two, but the spiritual gifts are there. The gifts of encouragement, the gifts of love, just all of the gifts are there. It's amazing how the Holy Spirit puts the right people together. But the Holy Spirit will place the people in your small group that will edify you. They will build you up. The Holy Spirit does not make mistakes. Don't say to yourself, suppose I get into a group of people that I don't like. Hey, He doesn't do it that way. You will learn to like them by them changing, or more importantly, you changing. End of statement. Satan is the one that puts that stuff in our heads and prevents us from yielding and being obedient to the Holy Spirit. I mean, many times it can be the inner man, and we blame Satan, but by the same token, we gotta move. We've got to step out of that shell and ask for help. It's very difficult for a man to ask for help when he needs help, and I understand that. Well, I developed PTSD when I was in the Marine Corps, and we were making a landing on a beach in Cuba, and I was the first tank off of the ship, and the water got so deep that the top of the turret was out of the water. The engine was still running, but I was in the driving compartment in the bottom of the tank, and the water was pouring in, and I was sure I was not going to make it to the beach. And suddenly we were able to get it moving enough that it popped out of the water, and I was up to my knees in water in the tank, but at least I was alive. So I just wrote it off then. But as the years went on and the nightmares started, that's when, as I got older, I just couldn't fend it off.
During those nightmare periods, he would just thrash around. And, the one night he actually threw the coffee table over and it came crashing down. He was to the point that he wasn't able to go upstairs. Our bedroom is upstairs, but he wasn't able to go up. He was afraid he was going to fall down the steps. It was just a horrible time.
We were sitting in small group at Faith Kendrick's and Mark Kendrick's house, and I just felt the Holy Spirit urging me, because many times we feel the urging of the Holy Spirit and we just write it off. You could be sitting in a church pew, or there could be an altar call, and you should respond to the altar call. Well, this was, we were sitting in small group. My seat is starting to burn. My mind is, you got to unload this. These people love you. You tell these people your story and see what happens. Trust me, that the Holy Spirit said. I blurted out the whole story and how the troubles I was having, and I was at the height of the troubles at that point. The spontaneous response of the small group was amazing. It was like in the book of Acts. They all got up, they came towards me, a miracle, laid hands on me. Faith got the oil out, put oil on me, and they all prayed. And again, there were many tears shed, but I'm telling you, it was powerful beyond measure. Only God, through the power of the Holy Spirit, can do that kind of work. But we must yield, we must be obedient. We can't, I could have not said a thing and gone home with my burden, but we are called to carry one another's burdens. And the small group definitely will carry your small burdens. I did feel, an instant healing touch, but over the days and weeks ahead, with not having the nightmares and thrashing, that was the full proof that the power of prayer had worked that evening, but it's ongoing till this day and forever.
I think vulnerability really is deeply important, but on the other end, I say, if you're afraid and you're stepping into a small group for the first time and you think, what are they going to think of me? Are they going to understand me? Did I do things in my past that will make me unlovable? I think you have to be okay about going into a small group and being quiet for a while and just getting to know the people and letting the people get to know you. And I think that vulnerability will grow in time. I don't think you have to go into a small group and say, I'm here and going to spill my guts right off the, as soon as I get there. I think it's okay to come and just be silent for a period of time. And there is time in a small group to have fun, and there is time to talk about sports. And there is time, but there is also a time for prayer, a time to, study, those times too. So I think your vulnerability grows. I think you should go with the idea that it's what you want to be, but maybe you can't right away, and I think that's okay.
If you've never been in a small group, take it from me, an old geezer. I am encouraging you, because of my past history and past testimony, join a small group. Now, I'm sitting here on a screen and I can't see you, but I expect a whole crowd of people to right now run out to the table, buy a book, and sign up for small group. You will never regret it. The Holy Spirit is urging you. Don't let him down. Join a small group. We need you.